Well, it may be a cold, rainy night on the outside, but we are nice, toasty, warm, and dry inside here as we welcome you inside Danville High School for tonight's girls basketball matchup between the Greencastle Tiger Cubs and the Danville Warriors. Tonight's game is brought to you by Endeavor Communications. Internet speeds up to a gig. Learn more at weendeavor.com. Good evening, everybody. Alongside Bob Meslam, I'm Kurt Darling. Thank you so much for joining us here on the ISC Sports Network. Coach, good to be with you here tonight. A good game here for the Danville Warriors going up against the Tiger Cubs, who went all the way to the semi-state a year ago, looking to move on here as we get close to the halfway point of the girls basketball season.
Yes, it's good to be here, and it's obviously a lot nicer in here than it is outside.
No kidding. Indeed. Of course, these two teams meeting each other again since a year ago. It was a 70-50 win for Danville back on December 6th of 2022. As you look at the Tiger Cubs getting warmed up here on this beautiful floor here inside of Danville High School. The Warriors coming into this contest 7-1 on the season. Coach, a 5-game winning streak. Right now, the Warriors, in spite of the fact that they're having trouble with some injuries, they're pretty hot going through this point of the season.
Yeah, they've won 4 games by over 20 points this year. They're pretty physical, and they like to get a lot of points off their traps in transition.
Indeed they do, as you see the Warriors getting set in their final huddle as they are under the tutelage of Kaylee May in her 11th season at the helm of the Warriors. 193 wins and 76 losses. You see her getting a word in on that huddle as we get closer to tip-off. The Greencastle Tiger Cubs, on the other hand, again, as I mentioned, they went all the way to the semi-state just a year ago, but unfortunately, Coach, they lost a lot of their offense to graduation. Now 3-6 on the year and under new coach Jessica Linehan. Needless to say, just a lot of rebuilding to go here for the Greencastle Tiger Cubs.
Yeah, so far they're only 3-7 and 2-4 in the conference, and they're struggling to get the ball in the basket, which makes it tough to win basketball games.
Indeed it does. You have to score in order to win basketball games. Of course, that will be one of the few other keys that we touch on here, getting closer to this contest. As we get set to go, we're moving through what would be the halfway point for a couple of these teams here today, and we are getting ever closer to what could be a very good portion of the back half of the season. The Danville Warriors and the Greencastle Tiger Cubs will do battle here at 7:30 here in a matter of moments as you get a look at our officiating crew here tonight. Hopefully we can get a good game from them as well. We'll go ahead and take a quick timeout. When we come back, we will have the starting lineups, the keys to the game from Coach Bob Meslam, and much more. Stick with us right here on the ISC Sports Network.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Want lightning fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast, and wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town, so you can download huge files in a flash, stream videos at blazing speeds, and game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click weendeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today. Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click
Starting lineups being introduced here inside of Danville High School as you get a look at Jessica Lanahan in her first season as the head coach of the Greencastle Tiger Cubs here, Coach. As I mentioned, a lot of scoring loss from a season ago, but they're going to be looking a lot to Evelyn Briones to try and pick up a lot of that slack.
Yeah, they lost a lot last year due to graduation. They had a very successful season. You have to come back sometime, so why not tonight?
And now we get into the dark as we meet the starting lineups for the Danville Warriors. Again, trying to create a really good atmosphere inside of this great facility. So the starting lineups here for the Danville Warriors. Again, it's going to be an abbreviated starting lineup here today. We'll get to that in just a second. But you have certainly Maddie Wethington, who has a season-high 23 points this season at Bethesda earlier this year. But, Coach, you're going to see a lot of Addison Davis as well, who is so far the second leading scorer, but also Emma Anslet. She's going to be getting a lot of touches tonight for the Warriors.
Yeah, Emma Ansel seems to be doing everything for this ball club. She's pretty crafty, and she's really good in transition.
Again, the head coach for Danville is Kaylee May, in her 11th season, a graduate of Butler University, where she played all 4 years for the Bulldogs from 2018 to 2022. So, Coach, with that now, let's go ahead and get to your keys to the game here tonight, Coach. What are some of the things you're going to be focusing in on here for this one?
Well, ball protection, number one. Danville has a pretty good 1 assist to 1 turnover ratio, which is excellent for high school basketball. On the flip side, Greencastle averages 6.5 assists to a little over 21 turnovers, which is going to be tough. You transition, Danville averages about 57 points a game, so they like to run. Greencastle is going to have to get back and protect the basket. And lastly, shot making. Greencastle shooting the ball not very well, and Danville is much better.
Indeed they are. In fact, shooting 41% on the season are the Warriors. We're underway here inside of Danville High School. The Tiger Cubs going to get first crack at it here in this one. And right out of the gate, Danville trying to force turnovers, something that has been a sticking point for the Tiger Cubs this season. Coach, averaging 21 per game so far this year.
Yeah, as you notice right there, they had a couple fake traps, if you will, where the girl just goes at her and gets back to her girl that she's guarding. But Greencastle's going to have to take care of the basketball.
Indeed they are, and that's certainly not what they did there on that first possession as we get Danville's first crack at the ball here as they face up against a 2-3 zone from Greencastle. Anslet already directing traffic, described as the floor general by Coach Kaylee May. Right to the rim, that time goes Riggs. And trying to chase down the offensive rebound there for Danville, it looked like was Alexis Lynch, and she hits the deck. It'll be a turnover back to the Tiger Cubs.
Well, chalk that up to a win for Greencastle in that possession. Danville just had the ball and just passed around and took up a I'm open 3 shot, which they need to get better looks than that. Here come the traps that I talked about.
And nearly forcing another turnover, and it does force another turnover. So, Coach, we've had more turnovers than points here through the first minute of this one. 3 altogether, 2 for Greencastle. Into the corner this time, Wethington. She can shoot it from deep. Just off the mark that time on that first shot. It goes out of bounds. And once again, we go back to the Tiger Cubs. So a slow start here for both of these ball clubs.
Yeah, though that was a quick shot. That was an inside at 3. It was a catch and shoot, and a much better look for Danville.
Maddie Wethington going to be getting a lot more minutes here over the latter half of this season, with just a lot of injuries for Danville that they are dealing with as Greencastle turns it back over again. But one of those injuries of note here, Coach, Cooper Stone, who you probably noticed is absent from the starting lineup here today. She suffered a pretty bad knee injury against Cascade just a game ago, and it's uncertain her timetable to come back for this ball club here for the Warriors.
That takes away about 8 points and 4 rebounds a game for Danville.
So trying to pick up the slack down there is Addison Davis. Posting up there, and she'll draw the first foul of the ball game. And it'll actually be a turnover here for the Warriors, as Davis will get charged with that first foul.
That's a common characteristic of at all levels of basketball, whether it's boys, girls, men, women. You miss a layup and you foul the rebounder. You just got to get back and play defense.
Speaking of defense, Danville doing a heck of a job of it down low, but still able to get inside as Greencastle that time with Bailey Brown, and she dinks it off the back of the iron. So the first 2 minutes here, we've gone scoreless between both of these squads. Danville trying to break the stalemate, and they can't quite do it that time with Riggs going right around the rim. And a jump ball is called. The possession arrow favoring Danville here.
Well,
Greencastle, excuse me.
You know, I know in baseball you're not supposed to talk about a no-hitter, but in basketball, can we talk about a shutout?
Which way?
Yeah, both ways.
Right now, both of these teams doing exactly that. As Greencastle works it inside here with Bailey Brown. Triple teamed inside by Davis. Brown again trying to slip it in. Greencastle somehow keeps it inside. Going on the cut there was Dobbs, but it's stolen away here by Davis. Here's Riggs back outside. Ancelet will pull it up from behind the arc. Again, nothing going there. There are lids on both baskets. Something that's a rarity in this game, to say the least here, Coach.
Well, interestingly enough, they had the ball and they left the shooter. They left their best player wide open, and Emma missed that shot.
Emma Ancelet averaging 14 points a contest as Greencastle gets a steal off of the inbound. So the turnovers racking up here for both squads here. Danville again 7-1 on the season. They have been on a pretty big streak here, to say the least. Right now they are coming out ice cold, as are the Tiger Cubs. Ancelet inside to Davis, spins around, still can't get a shot to fall here. Can Greencastle break it this time? Nothing there on the offensive rebound, though, is Bailey Brown. She gets it to go. Well, Coach, it took us 3.5 minutes, but we got there.
Well, hopefully the next basket doesn't take that long.
Working it in, and it does not take that long. Lucy Riggs.
You notice on every possession, Danville is not really guarding their girl. All they're doing is looking for traps and steals.
Still a big steal there by Davis, leads to a bucket there by Ancelet. So the scoring picking up here now between these two teams, after it was tough going there through the first 3.5 minutes. Brown all tied up outside, kicks it back out. A nice baseline jumper there by Aaliyah Johnson.
Yeah, that was a good inside out. Usually that baseline jumper is a tough shot in basketball, but that girl hit the nothing but net.
Johnson only averaging 2.5 a contest. She's shooting 17% from the field, so that is a confidence-boosting shot for that senior. Ancelet back outside. Wethington from the corner. Off the mark again. She's 0 for 2 from deep. Loose ball, and Danville will have another shot here. Bounce pass inside. Ancelet driving in there, and she'll be fouled.
That was a wonderful cut by Ancelet and a very good bounce pass to give her a layup attempt, and now she's at the free throw line for 2 shots. Make sure you take a look at how well Danville shares the basketball. They're very well balanced. They have several kids that can hit spot-up threes, and they have a couple girls that can go inside. But I'm impressed by how balanced the scoring this team is.
Certainly one of the strengths that Coach Kaylee May spoke to when I talked to her earlier this week about how this team just knows how to find each other. In fact, she stresses a player-led administration where, yeah, she's the coach, but she also has their seniors hold each other accountable for the younger players coming into the squad. Ancelet makes both foul shots, and she now has 4 points.
You notice how Danville's extended their defense into the backcourt.
That'll make it a little bit tougher here for Greencastle as Dobbs gets it inside. Nice take there by Johnson, but can't quite get that to go at point-blank range. Ancelet, coast to coast. And still tough sledding here for both squads getting shots to fall. but still they're kind of eking it out however they can.
That was a good take by Anslet. Though she didn't convert, she had a little hesitation at the free throw line, got inside, missed the layup, but it was a very good take.
Danville dominates this series with Greencastle. 17-6 in the last 20 years. Again, Danville won this matchup almost a year to the day ago. In the corner, Wethington almost left free again. And how about that grab by Dobbs? Both teams forcing turnovers here. That can be both a good thing and a bad thing depending on which side of the ball you're on. As Johnson will get it back here to her point guard, Evelyn Briones, who has yet to get in the scorers column here today. She is their leading scorer at 13 a contest. Into the lane, off the glass that time is Dobbs. And Brown can't quite find the putback either. So 90 seconds left to go here. It's certainly been a quick first quarter in spite of the fact there has been not a lot of scoring. Wethington finally finds Pater.
That was a nice pass. Went to the free throw line, high post. The girls converged, and Wethington was wide open on the wing, and the girl can shoot the three.
That was nearly an over and back right there, but the officials say it was tipped. And taking advantage of the confusion, there is Brown as she will go to the line.
Well, if Danville is going to continue this trapping in the half court as aggressive they have, they're going to have to help the helper. They're helping on the first pass, but the second pass, Greencastle has found an open girl the last 2 or 3 times down the court. So they're going to have to do a little better communication to make sure they get the help they need to defend the half court.
Bailey Brown, a sophomore, shooting 41% at the line this season, so certainly could be doing a little bit better in that regard. But she did have a double-double earlier this year against Crawfordsville, right in the middle of a 3-game win streak that this Tiger Cubs squad went over 10 days between November 21st and the 1st of December. 3-second call here on Danville. Another turnover here by the Warriors.
I'm not keeping official track, but I'm guessing we have more turnovers than points, both teams.
I would take that bet.
Combined.
Kind of a finger roll scoop there by Johnson, doesn't fall as she was caught up in traffic. Quick in transition, threading the needle inside. Nicely done there by Alexis Lynch. And I believe that was Anslet on the dime.
Yeah, Greencastle is going to have to get back.
Coming down with the rebound that time is Gabriella Pigisella, who is in off the bench here for Danville. And there's a nice shot from Evelyn Briones. She gets into the scorer's column for the first time to cut the lead to 4 here for Danville. Final 6 seconds, and answering there is Alexis Lynch. And that will bring us to the end of quarter number 1. Well, it has certainly been a game here, to say the least. Turnovers, but points combined. We'll be back in a moment here on the ISC Sports Network.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Well, Coach, a couple shots fell here for Greencastle, and as did Danville, but the word of the first quarter, turnovers, both ways, to say the least.
Yeah, we talked about that in the opening of Keys of the Game, ball protection. But tonight, both teams have been guilty of, for lack of a better term, sloppy play. And then you saw the transition at the end of the first quarter, and the young lady from Danville had almost a horse shot to end the quarter. Everybody looked at her and watched and said shoot, and she shot, and 3 more points for Danville.
That was, of course, after a nifty shot from Evelyn Briones to get on the board after she was held scoreless through those first 7.5 minutes. There you see Jessica Lenahan again in her first season as the head coach of Greencastle, taking over for Doug Greenlee, who is the current athletic director at Greencastle. He was only the coach for 2 seasons, but in his second season, he led them to a 28-2 season and a semi-state appearance for the Tiger Cubs. And so now Greencastle going to try and work back to that prestige here, but if they have a long way to go as Briones comes up empty on that 3 ball. Wethington knocked down a shot earlier in the first quarter from deep, and you see checking in now Paige Webb at the break. There's a swat away by Johnson, and that results in a turnover here for Greencastle.
Not good shot selection with Danville. They pass it outside, and the girls stand there wide open for a 3 look, but a forced shot.
Johnson trying that baseline jumper again that she made earlier, that time a little short. So Paige Webb, one of many seniors on this roster, getting her first minutes here today, and you certainly see a lot of different faces on the floor here for Danville as we have a foul going for the ball, and that'll be on Danville, and that will be Paige Webb picking up her first.
Greencastle's doing a good job of stopping the half-court Danville offense. Danville is taking a dribble or two too much, and therefore the girls aren't open. It's giving Greencastle time to react.
Bailey Brown back outside. That is Becca Rady in here for Greencastle, and she comes up empty there, but a follow-up shot rattles home that time for Allie Dobbs.
Yeah, a lot of times on 3-point shots, you're going to get a long rebound, you pass it out, and generally a girl stand there wide open for a 3, and she was able to knock it down. Anselet
somehow squeezes it in that time. Nothing there, and Anselet is going to be guilty of walking there. Another turnover by Danville.
You know, you see the player reaction and body language on Danville. They're just getting a little frustrated, which is in Greencastle's favor as we speak here.
Nobody home that time as Danville will turn it over. Rather, Greencastle will turn it over. I'm certainly getting tripped up by who is turning it over more right now, Coach, because it is certainly rampant among these two squads. Some triangle offense inside, but can't quite get anything there with Addison Davis. And as we said, Coach, just more and more turnovers racking up here.
Yeah, it's tough for both teams. You just got to value the basketball. And I know they're not doing it on purpose, but they need to be better passers and better catchers, and more importantly, better decision makers.
Evelyn Briones trying to find a shot here. She does, off the front of the iron. Anselet will come screaming up court, tries to bounce it into Davis. It's kicked out of bounds. It will stay with Greencastle. And Emma Anselet, a 51% shooter from the field this season. That is a heck of a stat. Certainly would like to see more of that here in this game if you're Danville. And you get that right there on the inbound inside to Lucy Riggs.
Yeah, a little lack of communication by Greencastle in their zone. But notice each time how well Davis runs the court. She's always running the court, and therefore has been down a few times for layups. And has not been able to convert, but if she keeps running, she'll get her points.
Wethington almost left open in the corner again. Anselet tries to come away with it, and we have a foul coming up here on Greencastle.
Good things are going to continue to happen if Danville gets the ball to the high post, and that young lady, whoever she is, turns and faces the basket. She'll have shooters on both sides. She'll probably have somebody on the low block, and she has the possibility of driving herself.
Anselet has a slight opening, and she's fouled going for the shot as it goes off the backboard, and she'll go to the line for 2. And, Coach, I think this is a good opportunity to highlight the rule change in high school basketball this year, in the fact that after each quarter, fouls reset, and then when you go to 5 fouls in that quarter, it's an automatic 2 shots rather than the 1-and-1.
Yes, and there's been a little bit of discussion and maybe some debate to degree. Does that help the good or poor foul shooting teams? You know, it helps the good teams because they get 2 shots after 5 fouls. The bad teams they don't have to do a 1-and-1. They get 2 shots anyway. So there's a lot of discussion about that rule change.
Certainly a trial run, to say the least, and it's taken some getting used to, especially from a broadcaster's standpoint, as Briones will now go to the line herself on the other end of the floor here.
Well, they've utilized that rule in the women's game in college for a few years, and now I think the men have converted as well. But it's got down to the high school level now, and based on how it's been received at the collegiate level, I would say it's here to stay.
Of course, it's been adopted by the boys, by the IHSAA as well. Men's college basketball, you still have the 1-and-1 and the 2 20-minute halves. But still, you certainly see a lot of different tinkering with the rules to try and make the game a little bit more enjoyable here and there.
Yeah, the men's basketball seems to be holding out, doesn't it?
It certainly does. While we have a moment, Endeavor Communications thanks you for watching today's presentation of local high school hoops. We are proud of this event and wish all the athletes good luck during this competition. Together with our members, Endeavor Communications is committed to helping our local community thrive. For more information about the communities we serve and services we offer, visit us at weendeavor.com. Alongside Bob Meslin, I'm Kurt Darling. Coach, what's Coach May talking to her squad right now about in that huddle?
Well, she seemed a little animated, and it's got to be on taking care of the basketball. They have too many turnovers based on how they've played thus far this season. In Greencastle, on the flip side, talking to Coach Jessica before the game, she wanted to keep the ball out of the middle. If you've noticed on every possession, the ball has gone in the middle, and inside-out threes are one of the best ways to play basketball.
That is Alexis Lynch. She now has 8 points, her second 3 of the ball game. So the Tiger Cubs slowly letting Danville kind of get away from them here. It certainly hasn't been a runaway by Danville by any stretch of the imagination, but slowly but surely they are creeping away. Briones trying to use some screens, and we have a foul on the body there by Alexis Lynch. That'll be her first.
Greencastle's going to have to do a better job of closing out on these three-point shooters. Danville shoots almost 30% from 3 for the season, and for high school, as a team, that's pretty good.
Foul was actually on Lucy Riggs. That is her second. Briones nearly loses the handle that time as Wethington sticks to her like Velcro. Looking inside this time, Brown has an opening.
Very nice two-girl play there. Two-man play, it's basketball.
Back to a 7-point deficit here for the Tiger Cubs. Good ball movement there by Danville. Alexis Lynch again. I guess that's what you call taking care of the basketball that time.
Yeah, and as Coach Linehan said, her number one goal was to keep the ball out of the middle. And the last few possessions, it's gone in there, gone out, and they've gotten wide open shots.
Long ball here to Dobbs. And trying to find an opening, Danville's defense stifling here on this possession.
Well, you notice Danville's always in a passing lane, looking to trap, looking to gamble, looking for steals.
Outside in.
That time they got burned.
And that is Maddie Plew getting her first bucket. Well, so far, 5 different players have scored here for Greencastle. They are divvying the ball around pretty efficiently here, in spite of the fact that they're still down 7.
Greencastle has to be pleased with the pace of this game. They've not allowed Danville to get out in transition. Well, maybe they have. Here we go.
And certainly a rare time they've let it happen here, as this time Lynch can't quite finish, but there's a good follow-up that time. So Emma Anselett getting another one there. She has 7. And an offensive foul going to be called here on Greencastle.
Well, as a coach, that should have been a no call. That should have been a no call. Nobody gained an advantage, but you know what? We're up here just watching.
Danville playing in the Sagamore Conference, only for a few more years though, as the Sagamore is kind of in a time of upheaval right now, as essentially in the next year or so, the Sagamore Conference as we know it will not exist when you have 5 of the smaller schools leaving to create their own conference. So Coach May kind of described that as a uncertainty that she is certainly not a fan of. Into the final 2 minutes. Brown tries to go along the block that time, and it looked like she got swatted across the arm there by Davis.
That young lady's only a sophomore, and she's done a good job of being active in the low post and rolling to the basket. I think a couple minutes ago she converted a layup on a 2-man play. There she got fouled going to the basket, but she has done a nice job at the high post for Greencastle.
Alexis Lynch, the guilty party on the foul as she picks up her first. And Brown back to the line. That is her first made free throw of the day. She is 1 for 3. And now 1 for 4 with that one. You certainly made a good point, though, Coach, about how Danville, in spite of the fact they've been better over the last few possessions, as there's a big 3 knocked down that time by Riggs, but still, Greencastle has made it tough for them to get into a consistent rhythm. Final 90 seconds here of this half. And a timeout going to be called here by Greencastle. It is a full timeout. We will take a timeout with them. Back in a moment. 11-point lead here for the Warriors on the ISC Sports Network.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications, technology for real people.
Largest lead of the ball game for either squad, and it has been all Danville from the very beginning as they have the 11-point advantage over the Greencastle Tiger Cubs here on the ISC Sports Network. Bob Meslin, Kurt Darling here with you. Bob, now that that timeout taken here by the Tiger Cubs here, if you're Coach Linehan, what are you telling your team here?
Well, I think she would like to get a good shot here. Obviously, she can't hold for the final shot of the half, but possibly she designed a play that gives a back door because of the overplaying and the trapping that Danville's been doing. But I would see them going to number 12, Bailey Brown, and see if she can get another look inside.
She has certainly been a dynamo here today. 7 points for her. A little shaky at the foul stripe, but she has gotten good penetration getting inside. So Greencastle ball here out of the timeout. And a steal away that time. Lucy Riggs. She has 7 points, trying to make it 9. And she goes a little too out of control there as it gets poked out. And it'll be a turnover back to the Tiger Cubs.
I'm sure Coach May was not pleased with that 1-on-2 fast break.
Lucy Riggs, 6.5 points per contest this season. And she is guarding closely here on Johnson. Johnson now double teamed, tries to bounce it off the knee. It stays in bounds, and splitting it through that time there is Briones, and she's guilty of traveling.
Well, you notice the trap there, Greencastle brought another girl over there, so they had 4 girls in an area of about a 3-foot circle.
Certainly make it difficult here for Greencastle.
I like for Danville to go back to the high post, throw it back out, and somebody's going to get a wide open 3 here.
Anselet. Can he be right that time? Maslin? Nope, not quite.
They had a 3. They just forgot to hit the net.
Lucy Riggs puts that off the side of the backboard. Instead, it's a 3 the other way. Evelyn Briones.
I could see Coach May here holding for 1 shot.
That cuts it back to an 8-point lead here for Danville. And Coach May certainly looking like she was trying to, but they throw it back into the hands this time of Dobbs. And so now Greencastle has a look at the flash shot this time. Doesn't go. And they are going to go ahead and say that is the end of the half. So Coach Jessica Lenahan will have a lot to talk about with her squad here at halftime, as it is an 8-point lead for Danville, 27-19 over the Greencastle Tiger Cubs. Bob Beslin, I'm Kurt Darling. We'll take a timeout. Back in a moment here on the ISC Sports Network.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Want lightning fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town, so you can download huge files in a flash, stream videos at blazing speeds, and game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click weendeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today. Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click weendeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
Welcome back for the Endeavor Communications halftime show, which would like to say a thank you for watching this annual early season tradition. We are proud to be a part of this local event and wish all of the athletes good luck during this competition. Together with our members, Endeavor Communications is committed to helping our local community thrive. For more information about the communities we serve and services we offer, visit weendeavor.com. Alongside Bob Meslam, I'm Kurt Darling. Coach, halftime here, 27-19, your halftime score here. Needless to say, it's been a rough and tumble game, to say the least, here, with both of these teams doing a lackluster job of taking care of the basketball, but still Danville's been able to give themselves an 8-point lead here at half.
Well, interestingly enough, you look at the scoreboard, and it's 27-19. Both teams are halfway toward their season average. Danville averages about 57 points a game, and Greencastle about 38 points a game. So they get there in different manners, but they're both about halfway there. From Greencastle's standpoint, they have to be very pleased with the pace. They've slowed down the Danville transition, and they're doing not too bad a job of getting out of the traps. They need to take better care of the basketball. On the flip side, Danville, they have to be very, very frustrated with their turnovers, and I'm sure Coach May is talking about that. Their inside-out game has worked. They've gotten some very open shots. They need to be a little more patient in the half court, because sometimes I think their frustration is allowing them to take quick shots. But if I'm Coach Lenahan of Greencastle, I'm pleased with the pace. And if I'm Coach May of Danville, I'm like, girls, you got to take care of the basketball.
Indeed you do. Now, Coach, as a state championship winning assistant coach when you were at Lawrence, were you ever big on superstition?
Yes.
What were some of the superstitions that you had?
Oh my gosh, I always wear a suit and tie to every game.
Like you are today.
You always sat in the same seat on the bus. You always sat on the same seat in the bench. You just had these things that you, As an athlete, I was superstitious, and I got that from my mom, and it just carried over to my coaching career.
Well, how about this for a superstitious story? So, for Kaylee May and the Danville Warriors, they haven't won a sectional since 2019. That is a full graduating class since they have actually won a sectional championship. Well, they have a wall here at Danville where they have the pictures honoring the sectional champion teams that they hang up. Well, Coach May told me that she was a little OCD about the display, so she wanted to put up another screw where the next picture would be before the last couple of seasons because she thought it looked weird without the screw there. Well, the team this year has accused her of jinxing the program ever since that happened. And so the team, before this season started, themselves took it upon themselves to take that particular screw out of the wall until they can win a sectional championship.
Good for the players. That's a bad omen. That is a really bad omen. We started out one season, the coach brought out a ladder before the season began. And before the practice, the girls climbed the ladder to cut down the net before our first practice to see what it'd feel like. Unfortunately, we lost in the semi-state, but the girls had a little bit of feeling, and we didn't do that again.
Nope, there you go. That just goes to show you how things can work. We'll take another timeout. When we come back, we will have highlights of that first half. Don't go anywhere. Here on the ISC Sports Network.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Want lightning fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town. So you can download huge files in a flash. Stream videos at blazing speeds. And game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
Well, Coach, let's take a look at some highlights here from this first half. Again, lots of turnovers, but still plenty of scoring to go along with it.
Yeah, and if you notice in some of these turnovers, or in some of these highlights, once the ball went in the middle for Danville, good things happened. And once on the other side, when Greencastle was able to get the ball out of the traps, good things happened for them. Greencastle got some very nice shots. There you go, inside out three, and knocked it down.
Of course, that was...
Typically, Greencastle is not a very good shooting ball club, but they've been able to hit some shots in the first half to keep the game as an 8-point deficit.
And as you mentioned, not a very good shooting ball club. Greencastle just 27% on the season, but they have gotten some pretty high-quality shots like that one right there to Maddie Plew, her only bucket of the night. But still, Emma Anselet, as good as advertised, she has 7 points here, but still some outside shooting from the tenacious Lucy Riggs. She's been able to really get things going here for Danville here today.
Yeah, I'm going to guess they're going to probably stay in their 2-3 zone. Greencastle will. And I'm sure Coach Linehan talked about, girls, we have to close out on three-point shooters. The percentages of an open, uncontested three-point shot versus even somebody closing out with their hand in their face, obviously they're not found three-point shooters, has a big delta.
Indeed it does. And keeping with the subject of Jessica Linehan, of course, a former player for Greencastle. She actually played for Brad Key of the Tiger Cubs back in her playing days here before moving on and then becoming a head coach. But, you know, as somebody coming into a program and leading a program for the very first time, what's kind of the mindset of a head coach knowing that you have a brand new canvas to work with a team coming in?
Well, two things happen. One, you look at who you've inherited. From a player standpoint, from a culture standpoint, from a mindset standpoint. Obviously last year they had a very successful year, but they lost a lot. So that gives her her chalkboard, it's even more bare. It's not like somebody left the cupboard full when they left. But she inherited a winning program, obviously a pretty good culture, and so that's something to build on. But then again, as a head coach, she's going to put her stamp on the way she has learned things over her career as maybe assistant coach, as a player, and that will allow her to move forward. But obviously, you only have one first year. And she's doing it right now, and she's trying to get these girls to play up to the standard that Greencastle had in the previous years.
Indeed, she did. In fact, she coached the JV squad for the 2 years prior under former head coach Doug Greenlee. And then when Doug Greenlee resigned, he actually had her come in and do the whole interview and everything, and she was chosen as the next candidate to lead the Greencastle Lady Tiger Cubs. Going into the second half, Coach, hopefully we can see a little bit more crispness when it comes to taking care of the basketball.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a similar pace unless Danville's able to get out and run, but Greencastle has done a very good job of limiting the transition.
So second half underway here again. Danville looking for their 8th win of the season. They've only had one loss so far here this year. Riggs trying to keep her hot shooting going. Can't quite get that one to go out of the break.
Notice how Greencastle gets the basketball and then tries to set up in the half court. They have very few fast break points.
So Greencastle going to try and take advantage of an opening here to start this second half.
That's a tough pass.
And another turnover here for Greencastle. And another turnover for Danville. So more of the same here, Coach, as the first half. Dobbs in the corner. And she's going to have pulled her pivot foot one too many times right there, and another turnover for Greencastle.
Well, that was a result of a fake trap. Came at her and went back.
Lest we remind the viewing audience that it took us 3.5 minutes in the first quarter to get just one bucket. We've already got 1 minute down here and no bucket. Can Wethington break that? No, she cannot. But an offensive rebound this time by Davis. Floater this time. Nicely done there by Lucy Riggs.
Well, let's see how well Greencastle can handle the traps in the half court, because they've extended their defense a little bit further.
Kind of on a pick and roll situation there for Evelyn Briones, but it's well read there by Danville. Loose ball and another turnover. So Danville really ratcheting up the defensive pressure this time. Can't quite lead to a transition three there, but still Briones gonna wait for her opening this time. Instead, she goes ahead and pulls the trigger from deep, and it's off the mark.
It's interesting. She would have had almost a 2-0 and decided to pull it out and shoot a contested three.
Ancelet dishes it underneath. Unselfish basketball there by Ancelet. Addison Davis with her first bucket of the evening.
The Danville bigs do a nice job of running the court.
And Davis gets a steal that time. Greencastle held scoreless here in this first few minutes of this half as Ancelet gets put to the ground that time going inside. Dobbs leaving it outside, and that shot goes absolutely nowhere there for Maddie Plew. And the follow-up rebound there by Brown will put her at the line for two.
Bailey Brown has had a nice effort on both ends of the court tonight. She's battling the bigger Danville girls on the backboards at both the offensive and defensive end. But you notice when there's a steal, Danville looks to run, Greencastle dribbles it back out. And I think we'll continue to see that for the next quarter and a half.
So Bailey Brown has had a mixed day at the line here today, but she has made 3 of her last 4 foul shots. Greencastle still has yet to hit a field goal here in this third quarter. Trying to turn the corner, looked like she was trying to find Wethington that time, was Lynch, and instead it goes out of play. Stay here with Danville, though, as you see Davis get a well-earned breather here as she turned in some good minutes. On the inbound again, that time Alexis Lynch. 3 buckets, 3 different scorers here for Danville in this quarter. Dobbs gets it poked away again. And Greencastle cannot get anything down low. Same cannot be said for Danville, but still that one's short right there from Lucy Riggs. Wide open runner and off-kilter shot there from Briones.
Nice ball handling to get a wide open 3.
Not quite a wide open 3 that time, but Wethington does it with a hand in her face.
You notice they had 4 passes to the open shooter. They went from a good to better to best shot. And that's the way Danville plays basketball. They're very well balanced and they share the basketball.
Very nicely done here by Wethington. The ball did not touch the ground at all that possession, as it stays a big Danville lead. Endeavor Communications would like to say welcome to this contest tonight, as we are proud to be a part of this local event and wish all of the athletes good luck during this competition. Together with our members, Endeavor Communications is committed to helping our local community thrive. For more information about the communities we serve and services we offer, visit weendeavor.com.
Well, you had to see Coach May during that timeout cheer on her girls for that last possession. That was excellent ball movement. And you know what? They know who their good shooters are, and the best girl took the shot. And
indeed she
did. Guess what happened? She hit it.
Maddie Wethington with her second 3-pointer today. She now has 6 points. It's now the largest lead of the game here for Danville, who have led so far from the get-go. Greencastle had an early 2-0 lead, but that has been the extent of Greencastle being out front in this contest. Nicely done there by the Tiger Cubs, Allie Dobbs.
Really nice 2-man play. They use the Danville aggressive defense against them.
And that's the first shot from the field that Greencastle has hit this quarter. Ancelet cutting it inside, just throwing it up that time were the Warriors, and the and one followed there by Ancelet after the shot didn't go for Lynch. And Ancelet goes to the line for an extra foul shot. So how about that presence of mind by Ancelet to just go up and get it?
That young lady is very crafty. She's averaging, she's their leading scorer at 14 points a game, and their second leading rebounder, 6.5 reboards. And to balance her stats out, 5.5 assists and
believe it or not, Coach,
3.5 steals.
She's not playing entirely healthy either. She had a summer knee surgery, missed all of June, and is now coming back here as well. So a foul before that ball goes out of play, and that's going to be on Ancelet. That'll be her first. So again, the second of the quarter. Remember, getting to 5 shots, or rather 5 fouls, and the offending team will put the other team at the line for 2 foul shots instead of a 1-and-1 under the new rule.
Oh, goodness.
And there is a foul committed going up for the rebound there by Brown.
They had a nice wide open 3 out of that out of bounds play, and in Brown just a little bit over the back.
Ever so slightly, but that is the call. Good passing again here by Danville. 3 on the way from Ancelet. Off the iron, but a putback shot still doesn't go there for Lynch. And out of bounds, they say it's off Danville.
You notice on these last couple possessions, Danville has positioned 3 girls on the outside. They're 3 3-point shooters. They have a young lady at the high post and a person on the low block, and the ball is going inside, coming back out, and these girls on the outside are getting wide open looks. It's almost like playing horse.
Briones trying to split the defenders. She throws up the finger roll, and 3 Danville Warriors go up for the rebound, and it is Lynch who comes down with it. Long pass to Wethington. Cutting in, Wethington to Ansel it. Decides to go for the baseline jumper instead of the 3, and it pays dividends. So Ansel had 7 at the break. She has 6 in this quarter, giving her 13 points. So Danville pulling away here in this one. Only 4 points in this quarter overall here for Danville.
What a great pass by Ansel.
And nicely done there by Pijasella. And I should say 4 points total here in this quarter by Greencastle, not Danville. Danville has done a lot more scoring here, as another rebound there by Alexis Lynch, and it'll stay on this end of the court. And so now we'll see some more subs here as Paige Webb will check back in, but we get our first look as well at Ava Walls, number 15. She's the sophomore. Now, she is the player that Coach Kaylee May says is going to be a lot of the similar traits of Cooper Stone, who, of course, is out with that knee injury like we alluded to earlier.
Yeah, she continues to bring some fresh bodies off the bench, which will help, but they've had a very good third quarter. But if our viewers would take a look at the shots, contested and uncontested, Danville's getting a lot of uncontested shots, and Greencastle is struggling to get open looks.
5-second violation as Danville's defense on the inbound is stifling, forces another turnover. So here you see Walls back outside to Webb, who fires the baseline jumper. Big rebound, though, there by Walls. And coming back the other way with an open lane is Allie Dobbs. And already you can see how Walls playing down low. She likes to play that up-tempo ball, as Coach May says, but still Danville has turned it over on back-to-back possessions. Corner jumper that time by Sarah Simmerman, who's the freshman into the ball game for the first time today.
Dobbs has done a nice job at the,
Webb inside that time for Pijasella in the and one.
Before she made that basket, Dobbs has done a nice job at the top of the 2-3 zone for Greencastle, and she's got a couple steals, and that time she was able to convert for a layup on the front end of the transition.
And she can't quite convert on the end one, but still an offensive rebound there by Walls, and now she will go to the line for 2. So Ava Walls has made her presence known off of the bench here through her first couple minutes.
Well, the young lady's only a sophomore, and she's 5'10", so you got to think she's going to get some rebounds. I know the young lady that she's replacing, Cooper Stone, very good defender and very good rebounder.
But still, they have a very similar build, says Coach Kaylee May, so they're going to be trying to feed her in on a lot of her minutes as she makes the back end of that, getting her first bucket. Inside the final minute here of quarter number 3. Tipped away again, Danville pushes it up court. Anselet comes away with it. She loses the ball. It's tipped out there by Simmerman, staying here with the Warriors.
We'll see how well Greencastle communicates in this 2-3 zone, because this is one of the first out of bounds underneath for Danville.
Walls off the inbound, still trying to find the shot from the field, but back there again is Pijasella.
Well, Walls got it up on the glass, and they offensive rebound and put it back in, but they got a very good look out of that out of bounds play. So Coach Kaylee May has to be excited about that.
Loose ball picked up here by Dobbs. And Greencastle gets one there with Simmerman. So final 2 seconds here, and how about Emma Anselet to put the stamp on the third quarter to make it a 23-point deficit for Greencastle going to quarter number 4. We'll catch our breath after that shot. You're watching the ISC Sports Network.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click WeEndeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
Let's take a look at this shot again here, Coach.
Well, Greencastle scored with under 6 seconds, so you know Danville's going to come up and try to get a quick shot, but one of the cardinal rules of basketball is last few seconds, you have to find the basketball. And Greencastle was intent on running back to get in their zone position, and one of the positions needs to be guarding the basketball. And the young lady hit a pull-up three, and now we got 51-28 heading into the fourth quarter. But Coach May has to be pleased with how Danville was able to pick up the pace in that quarter. They turned some of the traps and some of the steals into not only transition points, but in the half court, they were able to work the ball and get really good shots.
Especially given the fact of how the game started, where both teams were just turning the ball over willy-nilly.
Well, here we go.
And case in point on that regard right there as Dobbs brings it back the other way. Aaliyah Johnson is back in. She sat for a good portion of that third quarter. As Briones tries to feed it in there to Brown. Stolen away here by Danville. Webb will put the floater up from a long way off the glass. Pijasella fighting again at the glass again. Nothing there.
Well, young lady Bailey Brown has done a wonderful job on the glass for Greencastle.
Bailey Brown has been one of the few bright spots here for Greencastle tonight. Again, averaging 8 points a contest is she. She has right at 9 points now, so she's just above her season average.
But the young lady also averages about 11 rebounds per game, and I think she's pretty close.
And she's certainly right there. She could be working on what could be another double-double. Brown had one double-double earlier this year in a win against Edgewood back on November 3rd. Steal away again. Greencastle still making it tough here for Danville in spite of being down by a significant margin. Briones off the mark there, going for another rebound is Brown, and it will stay with the Tiger Cubs.
Hopefully sometime this year or next year, Allie Dobbs will learn to trust maybe her left hand, go up through contact, make that layup or get to the free throw line, but she has done a wonderful job at the top of the zone for the Greencastle team.
There you see Walls and Webb come off and get a breather. Abel Walls turning in some excellent minutes in relief of Cooper Stone, who is out of this contest. Nearly an over and back there by Greencastle, and it's still stolen away here by Danville, and a reach-in foul by Aaliyah Johnson.
Probably a pretty good foul. Stopped the layup for Danville.
And that is going to be her second. So into the game now here for Danville is Allie Gunter for the first time. She wears number 14 at home and 44 on the road. And she gets her first taste of ball possession there as it goes out of bounds, and it'll stay here with Danville. So Greencastle certainly has another long road ahead of them here as they go against Danville. They'll be back home against South Putnam 3 days from now. South Putnam with an excellent win over North Putnam on Friday in the North Putnam-South Putnam doubleheader rivalry that we carried right here on ISC Sports Network. Davis can't get the baseline jumper to fall there for Danville. It's fought for, and finally a jump ball is called, and the arrow is going to favor Greencastle.
That was a very good defensive possession for Greencastle. Danville tried to work the ball around the inside. Girls had their hands up, moved their feet, and ultimately got a jump ball and converted into their possession.
Into the corner now. Briones. Briones trying to find a way inside. Just meandering around here. Can't find anybody else open. She finally gets it to Dobbs, who pulls up from inside the wing. Briones trying again here with the scoop. Big rebound taken by Davis. And she'll be pushed off there by Briones.
Briones did a nice job in that possession. She went under the basket, found her teammate, got a rebound, and then unfortunately committed a foul on another missed shot. But good hustle by the young lady.
Emma Anselet, who's had an excellent night here for Danville, 16 points for her. Her season high 21 this year, and that was in Danville's only loss to Plainfield back on November 10th. As a timeout will be called here, a 30-second timeout taken by Greencastle. Endeavor Communications would like to wish both of tonight's teams good luck in the upcoming season. Together with our members, Endeavor Communications is committed to helping our local community thrive. For more information about the communities we serve and services we offer, visit weendeavor.com.
Well, Coach May was not pleased with that last couple passes that her young ladies have thrown. I'm guessing in the huddle she's talking about feeding the high post. Typically from the wing it's going to be a nice bounce pass or a pass up top, but those girls have thrown a couple chest passes in there, been intercepted. They got a jump ball, and now let's see. Last time they ran an out of bounds play underneath, they got a wide open three, so let's see. They're in a box formation.
And wide open here is Allie Gunter. That goes off the back of the iron. But an offensive rebound by Davis. She gets bumped to the floor, and the officials say play on. Loose ball now corralled by Danville. Gunter. Back outside to Anselet. And now Danville content to kind of play a little bit of keep away here as the clock continues to roll. And Lynch will be fouled going to the floor. I want to give a special shout out to the Marion Women's Knights, who get the win over University of the Cumberlands this evening by a final score of 70-65. You caught that game over on ISC Sports Network as well. But Ella Collier, the former Danville Warrior herself, was the leading scorer in that ball game with 18 points. She's the all-time leading scorer here at Danville, along with many other records that she holds. So congratulations to the Marion Knights on their win here this evening as well.
Well, although Greencastle's down 23 points with 4 minutes to go, those young ladies are still working hard, hustling. They're playing their zone, and they have gotten Danville under control the last few possessions.
Wethington open in the corner. She has been stellar when she can be from behind the arc this evening. And so has Lucy Riggs. Her second three of the night.
Another wide open three on an offensive rebound. One of the things that Coach Linehan was concerned about before the game was keeping them off the glass, and you can see the physicality of Danville is starting to wear on the young ladies from Greencastle.
It certainly hasn't been without effort here for Greencastle, though. They certainly see a lot of the pieces there, as you see the jersey from Ella Collier, the only Indiana All-Star on the girls' side to play in that prestigious event here from Danville. Anselet comes up with the rebound there. But still, talking about Greencastle, they certainly seem to have the right pieces together. It's just a matter of getting more, as Coach Linehan actually put it as one of the goals, more continuity amongst the team going forward.
Yeah, I think these girls are learning a new system, learning a new coach. obviously some of these girls are new to varsity minutes, which is a big difference in playing on the JV or the freshman team.
3-ball from Wethington. Back-to-back threes here for Danville.
Another key she said before the game is we have to know where number 5 is, and unfortunately for her young ladies, they've lost her a few times tonight.
3 times to be exact. She has 9 points. Cutting it inside. Brown tries the jump hook. It's going to be off of Danville there as Wethington kind of smiling that one off right there as she was trying to keep it in bounds.
I think Bailey Brown's only going to get better. She's a sophomore. She has done a wonderful job on both ends of the court tonight for Greencastle.
Greencastle has also had to deal with the loss of Gloria Brewer as well as Emma Hunter from a season ago. Gloria Brewer averaged 25 points a contest for Greencastle a season ago. Stolen away by Anselet. Wethington trying to stave a few things off here as Danville now entering the final 2 minutes here of this one. Anselet fires again, uncontested. 19 points for her this evening.
Be interesting to see a chart on how many times good things have happened when they've gotten the ball to the high post. And the young lady in the high post, whoever's been, has been very unselfish.
Trying to answer there from behind the arc is Maddie Plew, the senior. No dice that time. So Danville will take a big win here tonight before they go on the road for a tough matchup in the Sagamore Conference at Southmont. That'll be on December 8th before they're back home again against Lebanon December 15th. And so Danville 7-1 on the year as they will stop play to get a final substitution here as Danville will call their not their last timeout, but a timeout to get some players off the floor and some subs in.
Well, from about the middle of the second quarter on, Danville decided they were going to take care of the basketball and hit some shots. As we said earlier, they share the ball very well, and they did a nice job of playing inside out to get some wide open looks.
Danville 7-1, about to be 8-1 on the year. Certainly one of the better records in the state, but still sit outside of the top 20 is concerned as far as the rankings from the Associated Press. As Simmerman gets the first bucket of this quarter here for Greencastle. So it certainly was rough here for Danville and Greencastle, to say the least, as Walls tries to get a bucket from the field. Nothing there. But as Coach May put it earlier this week, a win is a win nonetheless.
Look at the young lady, Bailey Brown, still battling. I don't have official stats, but I got to think she's pretty close to a double-double.
She has a season high of 14 rebounds this year. That was at Cloverdale. And a season high of 15 points at Crawfordsville. Brown split inside, and Webb will bring it up court. And Greencastle will still try to push the issue a little bit here as the final seconds wind down. And so Wethington will hold the ball at midcourt. And Danville again will improve to 8-1 on the year. They'll go into a conference foe against Southmont here in a few days. The Greencastle Tiger Cubs will be back home against South Putnam in 3 days' time. That'll be a big conference matchup for them as well in the Western Indiana Conference. Final score here in this one, 60-30. Danville doubles up Greencastle. Coach, pleasure working with you this evening.
Yes, I would agree with that fact. You know, we saw a pretty good basketball game for the first 2.5 quarters, and then I think just the athleticism, the physicality, and for Danville just took over. But give Greencastle young ladies a lot of credit. They battled to the end, and I was very impressed by Bailey Brown for Greencastle. I thought she did a wonderful job. And then on the flip side, Danville, you know, Emma Ansel had a great game, and Maddie Washington, I think she only had 3 threes, but she allowed them to get spacing to get open shots. But Danville shares the ball well, and that gets him up to a 6-game winning streak, and I got to think they're looking ahead to maybe January and February.
Definitely going to be a good run for them, as well as Coach Kaylee May picks up her 194th win in her career. Final score once again here in this one, 60-30. Danville knocks off Greencastle. For Coach Bob Meslam and for our ISC Sports Network crew, Jordan Shue, Alex Laverne, Greg Sharton, and Matthew Stein, I'm Kurt Darling. Saying so long till next time. You have been watching IHSAA basketball here on the ISC Sports Network.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click WeEndeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.